Happy Crafternoon, friends. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Today, we're going to have some fun because we're going to make a super cute little holiday card. And depending on the greeting you put with it, it can be a holiday card, it can be a winter card, or it can be a Christmas card. We're going to be using the brand new A Little Something card kit today. And boy, I'm really excited about it. But before we begin this card today, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hey, happy Crafternoon.
How are you doing?
I am better than horrible.
It is
much better.
Good to be here today.
It is. Weather's holding up. It's beautiful still.
I heard it's going to be like warmer than usual over the next couple of weeks too, which
83 tomorrow.
I feel like we're just sneaking it, like we're just getting it in, pushing off winter. Because in Wisconsin, the winters are long. They're like 2 years long. So when we get like October and we get to October and it's really nice, we really feel like we're kind of pulling one over on Mother Nature, right, Tom?
All those road construction jobs in Wisconsin are just on overtime.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Trying to get them in, yeah.
Yeah. But I hope it's nice where you guys are today. Tom, will you be back with a word of the day later?
I have a word of the day.
Awesome. Well, don't leave yet, because I want to talk about something that is really exciting coming up. And I know that you are excited about it too, because of course you're going to have to be part of it.
Then I am excited
I need the
about
dead
it,
space
yes.
to do anything that I do. So I said that I wanted to share a surprise with you guys today. And I've been really trying hard to make sure that you guys don't miss any classes that I am going to be teaching. And I have a class that I want to talk about today that is not only economical, but it's a brilliant class, and it is going to be so useful. It's called Ink Blending Bootcamp. Ink Blending Bootcamp. Now, for those of you who have watched my channel for a long time, you know that ink blending is one of my absolute favorite techniques. I do ink blending a lot. I do it as backgrounds. I do it to make clouds. I do it with stencils. I do it over die cuts. I love ink blending. But ink blending can be a challenge if, if maybe you don't have the technique down or you don't know all the tips and tricks. Maybe you're a newer crafter, or maybe you're a total experienced 30-year crafter, but ink blending sometimes just gets you. Well, the fine folks at SCT Magazine, that's Scrapbook and Cards Today, and my very, very good friend, my dear friend Catherine, put together, with the help of Megan Andrew, which we all love Megan, and Jen and Jack, they put together this ink blending boot camp. And first of all, I want to tell you, it's only $40. I'm just going to tell you that right up front. $40 US, $45 Canadian. That is super cheap for what you get. Now, the great thing about this boot camp is you can use everything that's in your craft room right now. So you don't have to buy anything. Just use the blending brushes you have, use the ink that you have, use the cardstock that you have, use the stencils, use the dyes. Everything that you already have in your stash can be used with Blending Boot Camp. Now take a look at the instructor lineup. I'm really, really honored to be teaching among these fantastic instructors that are all very, very capable instructors when it comes to ink blending. Of course, we all know and love Mindy Egan. Some of her ink blending looks like a photograph. She's so good at it. And Mindy is going to be teaching ink blending basics. You're going to be exploring the versatility of ink blending, and you're going to learn about paper types, ink varieties, brushes, blending tools, plus you're going to get pro tips for achieving smooth and seamless gradients. Then I get to come in the following week and teach stencil techniques. Now, my class is going to be all about getting crisp, beautiful results with stencils and discovering advanced techniques that elevate your card designs. You know, I'm going to be mixing in a bunch of different techniques that you can use with stencils you already have in your collection. And I'm going to show you not just how to get the different layers of stencils, but how to make it look like it's no-line watercolor good, okay? Then next we have Justin Atkins, and I'm so honored to be teaching with Justin. He is so much fun. He and I were chatting on Instagram the other night, and we're both so excited. Now, he's going to be teaching a course called Blended Backgrounds. And he's going to teach you how to create dreamy skies, add dimension with mediums, and play with sprays, splatters, or we call them spatters sometimes, and layered stamping for extra texture, which is going to be so fun. And then the finale week is going to be Megan Andrew, who is just a phenom when it comes to ink blending and card making and tutorials and YouTube. She's going to be teaching blending with die cuts, and she's going to bring your die cuts to life by blending directly on cardstock for depth, detailed, and stunning effects. So here's how it's going to work. All right, Tom? Here's how it's going to work. I have my little cheat sheet here because I could never remember all of that. I only remember what I'm supposed to do, and I'm barely. Don't show them my cheat sheet. I barely remember what I'm supposed to do, but don't worry. I'll be on when I'm supposed to be on. So here's how it's going to work. Every Friday morning, for this period of time from January 16th to February 11th. This is going to be a great way for us to chase our winter blues away, right? Starting on January 16th, every Friday morning, you're going to receive a new lesson handout with step-by-step techniques, inspiring card projects, and space for your own notes. Now, if you've ever taken an SCT card making event, you know the way they do their handouts, their books, their documents are beautiful. And if you're a Gina K fan, I know you love binders and you love to put your templates and all that stuff in binders. So every week you're going to get a handout that you can put in a binder and keep with all of your samples and all of the techniques that you learn. Then that Friday evening, you're going to join a watch party of the instructor's pre-recorded video. Now, we're not going to be doing these videos live, but the good thing about that is these videos they're so technique-packed that it's just going to go from one technique to the next technique to the next technique without the small talk, without the chit-chat, without the possibility that something could go wrong, right? They're going to be pre-recorded videos, and then there's going to be a live chat. So they'll be Premiere style. So the instructors will be in the chat with you. So as you're watching and kind of crafting along, no, we're good there, Tom. As we're crafting along, we are going to be able to answer questions. If, we say something that's weird and you're like, wait, I don't know what that means, we'll be right there in the chat with you to help you through it. Then on the weekends, you're going to get to try out the techniques at your own pace. So you can rewatch the video, you can pause it, you can try all the techniques. And then the following Wednesday, we're going to do a Meet the Instructor live for bonus tips, fresh inspiration, and a Q&A session tailored to your questions. So that's going to be like 4 weeks plus packed with fun. And all of that for $40. So you're going to get those downloads, you're going to get all this instruction, you're going to get lots of interactive time with the instructors, and it's just going to be a great thing to look forward to for those cold winter months when all of us from kind of the middle of our country all the way up through Canada are freezing and kind of stuck at home. This is going to be something for us to look forward to. And of course, you can't deny the beauty of the SCT community and how they're going to set up an interactive group. I believe there's a Facebook group too, right? If I'm not mistaken, you guys are going to set up a Facebook group for everybody. Just check me on that because I don't have that in my notes. And I was trying to take notes when we were talking about it, but this old brain. So I wanted to let you know about it because this unique opportunity, it gives you a chance to learn, to practice, to connect, to create, and not have to fork out a lot of money for a big kit, because this is going to pertain to half the stuff that's sitting in your craft room right now. So you don't have to buy anything new for this. What a perfect way to start the new year. So you can find the link at Catherine, if you wouldn't mind linking it, or Brianne, if you could link it and pin it on YouTube, that would be great. Who's ever watching on Facebook, we will pin it in our Facebook group too. Like we'll what I should say is we will make a post about it in our Facebook group and on our Facebook page with the link. So, and yes, Mildred, that's a great question. You can watch the replay anytime you want. If you miss it, if you miss the live interaction, if you miss the premiere video where we're all in the chat, yes, it's going to be there forever. I mean, as long as YouTube is around, it'll be in your playlist, on your, private playlist forever. So you can go back and refer to these techniques over and over again. And I love to do that with technique classes. Like if my mojo is stuck, I might go back and even rewatch like a video that I made where I'm like, I forget like what kind of die cutting techniques can I do, or what kind of stamping techniques. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. So this is going to be a great resource for you. Don't sit on this. It's only $40. Sign up as soon as you can, because we're going to start having fun before that, I'm sure, once the Facebook group opens. If the dates do not match up with my schedule, will it be available to watch at another time? Absolutely, Sherry. You can watch it whenever you want. You don't have to be there for the live thing. And the other nice thing about it is it's not a building class, if you know what I mean. Each teacher is teaching their own separate techniques. So if you miss week 1, it's not like school where you missed some important information and then you need it for the next class. You can pick up anywhere along the way, stay with us, and then at the end, watch whatever you missed. So make sure you join us for that ink blending boot camp. Throw it up one more time, Tom, so they can see the muscles there. We're going to boot camp together. There it is, ink blending boot camp with Mindy Egan, Justin Atkins, Megan Andrew, and moi. Very excited to be with you. It all starts in January of 2026, so this could be a little early Christmas present, Hanukkah present for you, and something to look forward to after the holidays. All right, well, with that in mind, let's get to today's project, because I'm going to be using our brand new card kit called A Little Something. And the stamps I'm going to be using today are these right here. This is our Festive Penguins stamp set, and I'm going to be using the coordinating Festive Penguins die set. All right, so I'm going to start by cutting a piece of cardstock. So, well, I can't really cut that one, can I? Let me get a fresh piece of cardstock. I'm all excited about the boot camp, and I'm all like all over the place now. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. I'm excited to put my class content all together for this. And Lisa, I don't know if there is a period of time to sign up, but I'm sure it'll be open for a little while still because there isn't a kit. So I don't think that they need to get numbers into the teachers for like building a kit. So it probably will stay open for a little while, but you know, if it's something you want to do, even just for the idea that you don't want to forget to sign up for it, try to sign up fairly soon.
Couple quick questions.
Yeah.
What if you're not on Facebook?
No, it's okay. The Facebook group is just a little extra thing that SCT does with all of their events, but all of their classes are actually on YouTube. And when you sign up, any printouts or information will be on your SCT dashboard. So you'll be able to do all the downloads right on SCT's website, and you'll be able to watch all the classes on YouTube, and you'll be able to interact with the teachers live on YouTube. The Facebook is just the little community aspect of it for people who are on Facebook, and that's their go-to, and it's a place to hang out.
And where to find the link if you are not on Facebook?
So, well, Brianne probably linked it here on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. She probably found the link and pinned it on YouTube. If she didn't pin it, I can always go back and pin it. We're not on YouTube right now. We're broadcasting on YouTube, but we're not doing it through the YouTube system. We do it through a separate software. So I could go back and add the link. I'll add the link to the description on YouTube. I'll also add it in our Facebook group. I'll put it on my posts tab on YouTube. And I'm planning on sending a newsletter out too. So if you're signed up for the Gina K Designs newsletter, you should get all of that in a newsletter as well. I don't want anybody to miss it. And I know different people use different social medias. So we'll make sure you find out.
Is it available to folks in the UK?
It is available to anybody worldwide because it's all virtual and it's using the supplies that you have. So if you have a favorite store in the UK that sells stencils and blending brushes and you've purchased those, you're ready to go. You don't need to worry about where you are in the world. Everybody's welcome. All right, so Joy is saying the link is not working, so Catherine will check on that, or it's possible that we crashed the website. So if we did, maybe just wait, and I'll remind you at the end of the live today to not forget. Plus, I'll send the newsletter out, and I won't let you forget, and neither will Catherine or any of the participating instructors. So we'll make sure you get signed up. The website is overloaded, so maybe wait until the end of the live today and try it again. Besides, you don't want to miss my live, right? Right. Okay, so I cut a panel out of Master Layouts 2, and I used the little stitched die from that set to create some cute stitching. All right, so the link's working for some of you, and it's might be crashing a little bit because we know everybody's excited. And how can you not be excited? It is exciting. Let me find my little mat. Here it is. All right. So we're going to do a fun little background here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Twirl-it Checks stencil. I've used this quite a lot lately, and I know a lot of you have purchased it, so I definitely want to use this. Okay, I just heard the good news. No cutoff date. So don't worry, you'll definitely be able to sign up. You don't have to worry that something's going to sell out. There's no cutoff date. Okay. All right. So we can just do our live today and relax, and you can go afterwards. It will not sell out. I know SCT classes are so amazing, and Catherine and Megan and Jen and Jack put on such great things that's why your website crashes all the time, Catherine, because you're too good. All right, so we're going to pop this on here, and we are going to create a little stenciled background. Now I'm going to get my trusty ink stand. Make sure you pick up some ink stands for that class, though, because that does make ink blending easier. And Brianne, if you don't mind linking your ink stand for folks that will ask later, that would be awesome. Okay, I'm going to use the Twirl-it Checks. And one of the things, my little tip here for this is if you use some sort of sticky mat, make sure that you line up your cardstock straight on one of the lines. If you don't have this mat, as long as it has some grid line or somewhere that you can make sure your cardstock is straight, then you can kind of lay this out so that it looks even on all four sides. So let me show you what I mean by that. First, let me put it down here. So you can see at the top here, this is cutting across all four of these squares, right? And it's doing the same thing down here, cutting across all four squares. Then on the side, just the little notches are hanging over the edge here, and the notches are hanging over the edge here. Now, I'm not perfect on this, but that's okay. It's better than horrible, and as long as it's straight, it's going to look good. So the two colors I'm going to use for this are Sea Glass and Apple Mint. So I'm going to start with Sea Glass, and I'm going to use my turquoise blending brush. Now, I don't know if there's any ink on here, but I'm not going to do a super heavy hand, and so there's just a little ink on there. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is great to see you here. Okay, so I'm going to start like in the middle, and then I'm going to just work my way over, not all the way to the edge, not all the way to the bottom, just kind of back and forth. See how I flip that around? Because I'm kind of better with pressure going this way than this way. I don't think I'd make a good tennis player. I don't have a good backhand. I have to run to the other side and still use my forehand, you know? I don't know how to do a backhand. I'll have to talk to my future son-in-law. He's like a tennis pro. He's so good. Okay, so now we've got that little bit of inking in there. Now what I'm going to do is peel this off, and I'm going to shift it so that I cover up a good deal of those turquoise squares. And again, I'm looking at it to make sure that it's fairly straight, and that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to switch to Apple Mint, and I'm going to do the same thing again with this Apple Mint. I'm going to get some Apple Mint ink on there. Okay, just going this way. That looks pretty good. Get a little bit over there. Okay, and let's take a look at that. Look how cute that is. Doesn't that just look like a warm quilt? It is just so cozy looking. I love this for holiday cards, snowmen, penguins, anything that has that winter. Dina's new set with the little raccoon and the penguin and all the cute little images there. Anything that's wintry, I think that that looks so pretty. I also think that in pink and yellow or in baby blue and yellow, this would look so pretty for a baby card. It's just got that cozy look to it. So that's our little background, and we're just going to use that as the grounding area for our little festive penguins to hang out on. Okay. Let me clean this stencil real quick, and then we're going to do some stamping and coloring with colored pencils and Gamsol. Now, if you don't like colored pencils and Gamsol and you prefer Copic or Olo markers or watercolor, you can color your little guys in any medium you want. I also saw where Kathy Zilski is brilliant, and she does a lot of really, really cool, clean and simple cards. And sometimes with these kinds of images, she'll just leave them in black and white and let the color from the background show through. And that looks great too. So if that's more your style, you definitely don't have to color. But I'm going to color here. And I do happen to have a backing piece that was cut out with Master Layouts 2. So I'm going to just be able to pop that on, and I don't have to pull the die cutting machine out with Master Layouts 2 again to put one of these on there. I'm not sure if it was cut out with Master Layouts 2 or if it was cut out by hand, but it's the right size to fit our Master Layouts 2 stitched panel. So we're going to go with that to save a little bit of time, because I know I was very talkative at the beginning of this live. All right, so now let's use this grip mat that's in here. And we'll put this cardstock down, and let's pick two of these little guys. So I love this guy here, and I love to add either colorful pearls or sequins or whatever on here to kind of light up that area. Our iridescent dots look really great there, or our rainbow pearls. metallic pearls. But I'm going to make this more of a winter card and less of a Christmas card. More like a wintry friendship card. And I'm going to use the I'm so glad we're friends greeting. So this is just a card of friendship. Something I could send to Catherine or Mindy or Megan or even Jack. I'm so glad we're friends. So I'm going to use these two little guys that both have their hands up, almost like they're giving each other a high five. You could make them touch on your card if you want and have their hands touching like they're holding hands. But I'm going to use these two for this card because I think that they're just perfect. And let me find a black ink pad. I have ink pads everywhere. I haven't cleaned up from the last thing that I did. I haven't cleaned up from my class I did last weekend from SCT. So I have that all over the place off to the side. I have my Tuesday night live stuff all over the place. Don't judge too hard because, you know, we're all a little messy, right? Okay, so I'm going to probably stamp these guys twice just to get them nice and dark. Let me get my little tool here. Okay. My black ink pad is a little dry, but you know what I noticed? I don't mind when it's just a little dry, because when it's just a little dry, everything stays really crisp and I can just do 2 coats. So maybe even 3 coats, but it just keeps all the details really crisp. So sometimes I have 2 black ink pads. I have one that is very, very juicy, and then I have one that is a little bit drier. And I tend to use the one that's a little bit drier. The juicy one is still sitting over there with my newer colors. All right, so see, we got them nice and dark there, but also very, very crisp. Now, I'm also going to add the greeting onto here. There's no sense in not stamping the greeting now while I have it on the MISTI. So I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to get that cute greeting. I'm so glad we're friends. We'll just put that right down here, and that'll be easy to die cut with the coordinating die. Cindy, nobody has a clean craft room. Don't let them fool you. Even all of these wonderful people who have done these gorgeous craft room videos for you, they'll be the first ones to tell you it doesn't always look like that. You know, they clean it up so that they can show you how they organize, which is great because we all need to learn how to organize. But it doesn't always look like that. It can't. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I can't believe that that anybody is that neat all the time. I feel like if you're that neat all the time, you're not having enough fun. Okay, so here's another little tip I want to show you. All right, do you ever stamp where you stamp your greeting and it's nice and dark on this side and it's nice and dark on this side, but it's a little bit lighter here in the middle? Well, what happens is you say, well, I'm going to just, I'm going to stamp it a second time. Well, that's great, but it might also be darker on either side again. So what I did there is I just wiped off the ink from the ends and I just re-stamped in the middle. And now it's perfectly even. See that? So basically all I did was I wanted it to be darker in the center. I had a paper towel here. I inked up my stamp, and then I just took my paper towel and I just wiped the ink off of the sides and then re-stamped. So if you ever have a shallow spot on your greeting and you keep stamping and it keeps getting darker on the ends, just try wiping that ink off the end. That is so easy to just get that ink where you want it.
Question
Yes.
from Nikki. Nikki is new to Gina K.
Welcome.
Will this penguin stamp set be sold outside of the monthly kit?
Yes, it will. So next month, when we have our new release in October, what usually happens is all or most of the products become available a la carte. The only products that usually don't become available a la carte is our 3D embossing folders. And that's only because they take 4 to 6 months to come back in stock. So sometimes it's very hard for us to know. Some kits sell out overnight, 2 days, 3 days. Other kits, like this Christmas kit, we still actually have some in stock, and we are well past the first week. We're almost, I guess Tuesday would have been a full week, and we still have a few left. Other kits at the end of the month, we have 1,000 left. For whatever reason, we don't have a crystal ball, and sometimes we overorder, sometimes we underorder because the last kit didn't do as well as we thought, and then, so it's not always easy for us to judge. We did order a lot of this kit, though, because it is Christmas, so we knew a lot of people would want to get this one. The 3D embossing folders, however, take 4 to 6 months to reorder. So even if we had a sellout and we reordered right away on release night, like the next day, it still takes a really long time for those to come back in stock. So if you love the embossing folder that's in this kit, I would get the kit, because the embossing folder bundle alone is $30. The whole kit is $69.95, and you get all the extra stamp sets and all the stencils and all the things. All right, so now it's time to pick a color to color these little guys in. So I'm just going to look. I think that might be a good color. This is Aquamarine. And let me find my pencil sharpener here. It's over here hiding. This pencil sharpener was given to me by my friend Karen Hightower, and I love it. It's electric. They make a battery-operated version too. I ended up buying that one because I love this one so much, and I wanted one when I traveled. And it gets your pencils so nice and sharp, but it doesn't like chew them down to nothing. I love it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of pencil coloring. I'm just going to color here to the side like that, and I'm going to do the same thing here like that. Okay, I'm going to make his shirt match, so I'm going to color down here. I'm going to color underneath his shirt. I'm going to color over here. Did you turn the air on, Tom?
I did.
Thank you. Tom and I are both sitting here sweating. The lights are hot in here. It heats up the whole room. It's so funny in the winter, too, like to be in here sweating, and then you go outside. What a shocker. So you see, I'm just going around the perimeter of this little guy. And then I'm also going to add a little bit of blue to this one's hat, because I want them to be kind of matching here, and I want them to match this background. So that's kind of my goal here, is to make them be a little bit more vibrant of a color of the background. Okay, now I have a blending stump here. These we sell on our website. They're by Creative Mark, but we sell them. And then what I have here, my label fell off, but this is called Gamsol. This is an artist grade odorless mineral spirits, and you can pick this up at craft stores, at your local big box craft store, at art supply stores. And what you're going to do is you're just going to, using a circular motion, you're just going to go around the perimeter here, and I'm just, it feels like it's melting the wax, the color, and it just creates that fade, that shading that people get when they know what they're doing with regular colored pencils and Copic markers and Olo markers that I don't know how to do, but it makes you look good. You have lights and darks, so it makes it look a little bit more interesting. Okay, so there we go. He's got a little bit of highlight there on his belly. I just went lighter as I got to the center. Now I'm going to dip in again, and I'm going to work this color just toward the center, and this color.
What pencil sharpener was that?
This is a pencil sharpener from Amazon, and it's called the Eye Point Orbit. Eye Point Orbit. It's by Westcott, I think. Yes. So they're pretty available. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I'm just taking my Gamsol and just moving that color toward the center on both sides, and it just kind of leaves me with a little bit of lighter in the center there. You know, is that how it's supposed to look? I don't know. But I think it looks good. I think it looks better than horrible, right? That's what we're going for. Better than horrible. All right, now for the green, I'm going to use this green. I think this would be a good green. Would that be a good green? Sometimes it's hard to tell if something's going to look good until you actually blend it a little bit. So I'm going to use the other side of that blending stump, and I'm going to dip that in. And I'm just going to kind of blend it out a little bit and see how it looks. I think that'll be a nice green. That looks pretty nice. As long as it's in the same color family, it doesn't have to match exactly. Oh, I forgot the little arms. Oh my gosh, his little sleeves look a mess. So I'll tell you the green color in just a second here. So my green color is Kelly green. All right, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to just put a little Kelly green right there and over here. And then for this, I'm going to do a little bit right here, and I'll just kind of bring that color up. And I'll do a little bit right here and just bring the color down. So I know this isn't right, so don't listen to me if you're an artist. Just now's a good time to go to the bathroom because my advice will probably make you cringe. But because I'm not really an artist and I don't really see light the right way, what I think about is where would there like be a little bit of a shadow, right? So like maybe under this flap, there'd be a shadow because the rim of the hat might be casting a little shadow there, and then it might look a little lighter down here. But maybe the light would be hitting the top of his head, so that green would look a little lighter there. Or maybe the light's coming from this way, and so his belly is lit up. Now, an artist would say, how many suns do you have on your planet? Because there's light coming in from all over the place. And they're right. I don't know how to do it the way an artist does it. I just like the lights and darks, and that just makes sense to me. All right, you can come out of the bathroom now if you're an artist. My daughter unsubscribing. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring this color down just so it gets lighter down there. Same here. I know, people are laughing, but you know, that's okay. I don't mind. I'm doing my best.
And what kind of pencils do you prefer?
I like Prismacolor pencils. I know that a lot of people really like the Caran d'Ache pencils too, but Caran d'Ache pencils are very expensive, and I don't feel like I'm worthy of a pencil that expensive. Prismacolor pencils are great. If you're a newer crafter, you're going to get great color, lots of pigment. But honestly, if all you have is a tiny budget, I've actually colored with Crayola pencils. They have a lot more wax and a lot less pigment, but it can be done. And, you know, if the goal is to have fun and that's all you can budget for, totally fine. But Prismacolor pencils aren't that expensive. If you buy a set of them, they're probably under $1 a pencil. And you could don't buy the biggest set. I made that mistake. I bought the biggest set. And although I know that if you really want to learn to color the right way, it's good to have 17 shades of gray. But when you add Gamsol into the mix, you have 17 shades of gray in one gray pencil. You really do. You don't really need that many to start with. Pick a good starter pack with maybe 36 pencils, and then you can add the different ones that you like. All right, so I'm going in again with my blending stump.
Question from Robin: is the Gamsol picking up the black ink and mixing it with the color pencil?
It is not, because our dye ink you can use with Gamsol and it will not smear. Our amalgam ink you can too, but you do have to heat set that a little bit unless you let it dry for a little while. So I would say no, not at all.
And Sharon wants to know, what kind of paper do you use with Gamsol?
So the best cardstock that I've ever used with Gamsol is our layering weight white. It is the smoothest cardstock on the market. I've never felt smoother cardstock, and I've used a lot of cardstock. I've never felt smoother cardstock than ours. It's like silk. And the pencil just glides over it. So I feel like that is a really, really good choice. You don't need watercolor paper or anything like that. All right, now I'm going to upset more people because I don't have the right Copic marker here, and I don't want to do this with Gamsol. So I'm going to look at this. I have N3. So N3 is a little bit dark, but that's okay. If you have like an N2 or a C2 or a T2, that'll work great. Any of those, W2, I don't have any of those. Here's N1. That would work. Let's use N1. I feel better about N1. All right, I'm using N1. All I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a little shadow around this guy's face. Like, I'm just going to do this just to bring some dimension in. Okay. And then I'm going to bring that down just a little bit. And then I'm going to just do a little tiny line under his belly, like that. That just creates a little shadow. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. I'm going to go under his little scarf, and then I'm just going to go down the sides of his belly here. You don't have to do this part. This is just, you don't have to do any of this. You could leave them just plain black and white if you want. But I kind of like the way that looks. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with his little face. I'm just going to do a little M right along his eyes. Okay. Now we have to color his feet, their feet. So I need a pencil that's going to work for that. Well, we could use an orange. Let's use this. I think this would be a good color. This is called yellowed orange. I think that's a good color. Okay. So he's kicking up his foot here. Aren't these cute little guys? They are so cute. And then we'll do that right there. And we'll do this right here and this right here. And again, I'm really, I'm out on a limb here. I'm in the forest. I'm in the jungle. I am not teaching how to color. I'm just showing you how I color. Let's just make that clear, okay? So I took a new blending stump. And we sell these in packs of, I think, 5 or 6. And it's good to just have them all out just so that you can not have to worry about cleaning them when they're wet. But the way to clean them once you're done so that you can use them with other colors is just take an emery board or a nail file and just file the color off. I'll show you how I do that. So there we go. All I do is I use this is just a sandpaper thing that I got from an art supply store. And all you do is just take the tip and just kind of turn it as you go. I also do this when the blending stumps are new, because you see that just came off? That side was new. You want that paper to just be a little bit more porous. And by filing it, it's more porous and it'll grab the Gamsol better. Yeah, if you have the penguin set that I did way back for ThermoWeb, you could definitely use that set to make this card too. Okay, so now we are going to die cut these out. So let me back out a little bit because we're super, super close here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You guys are all so sweet and encouraging. That's what I love about our community. It's like y'all encourage each other and you encourage me, even when I'm like doing something that's out of my comfort zone. I see you all saying things like, you can do it, or that looks great. And it's so comforting. So I'm using my magnetic mat for this. And I'm going to get the the dies for these guys. I'm going to do one at a time just because I don't want anything to shift, and I just feel better about doing one at a time. Okay, so it is always easier to look straight down. I know my head gets in the way when I do that, but... And even with the magnetic mat, if you're a little bit nervous, you can always use just a tiny little piece of masking magic or purple tape, pink tape, pixie tape, mint tape, whatever you have that's low tack, just to hold that die down. Okay, so we got one. Such a little cutie. Now we'll do a second one. Let's put this back. You guys have watched me throw away a die one too many times. I don't know where that was. I think it was like, I think it was over here. You know what? I'll just worry about that later. Oh, there it is. Okay. And this one, we'll cut this one out. And we're going to cut out a greeting. Oh, Deanna, I'm glad you didn't miss the whole thing. I know, it's hard, like in the middle of the day. Sometimes it's hard to keep track, and there's so many lives going on all the time, too. So sometimes it's hard to remember who's going live what day and what time. Oh my gosh, I just threw my greeting out. Okay. So let's get the greeting here. That's not it. I think it's this one. I'm snow glad we're friends. Isn't that cute? I love a good snowy pun. Okay. Now it is time to assemble this card. There we go. There's my greeting. So we're going to assemble this card. It's a very simple assembly, and then I'm going to add some of those iridescent dots, and then I'll show you a sample that I made with whatever Prismacolor pencils I had sitting around at home. So my green's a little bit different on my sample card, but that's okay. I mean, this way you can see that it doesn't really matter if you have the same exact colors as I have, that you can certainly make it look really good. Now, for my card base, I'm going to use Apple Mint because I think Apple Mint is a very beautiful and not well loved, not loved enough color in my craft room. It's a beautiful green. It's so pretty. It's not too blue and it's not too yellow. It's just right in the middle, but it's light and fun. Great spring color, but also cute for this winter card. And then I'm going to use my scoreboard, and I'm going to score that at the 4 1/4 inch mark. So if you're a new crafter, that was just a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11. I cut it at 5.5 inches, and I'm scoring it at 4 1/4 inches. And then I have another cute card to show you. I have more inspiration today to share. Okay. So we're going to layer these two panels together. Do I have tape? Yes, I do. So my understanding is that we are getting near the end of shipping all the orders. And I know some of you probably ordered the first day or the second day, but all the orders came in at once. So we are getting very close, and we should by the middle of you know, nothing happens. We don't have a snowstorm or a hurricane or an earthquake. We should be pretty close. Now, I'm not guaranteeing that. It could be more toward the end of next week, but we should have everything out very soon. And it's just the beginning of October, so we've got all of October, all of November, and most of December to make Christmas cards and tags and all kinds of fun things. All right, so we're going to pop that there, and then I'm going to use foam squares. So let me grab my foam squares. Where are they? Here they are.
We've had a few requests for a word of the day.
Oh, that would be great, Tom. So let's just show them this, and then you can do your word of the day while I foam square, because that can be kind of boring. So here's my layout, and I just want to show you. You could have these guys high-fiving if you want, or holding hands. You could also have cut the little cups out. There's a cup that's facing one direction and a cup that's facing the other direction. You could put those cups in their hands like they're clinking and saying cheers, and then you could say, "We wish you a Merry Christmas and a cup of good cheer." Or you can just space them out a little bit like they're just dancing and having fun. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just space them out, and then my greeting is going to go right down here. And I'm going to put all that together with foam squares. So, all right, Tom, I'm going to turn it over to you for your word o' the day.
All right, this is a crafting word of the day.
Oh, a crafting word?
Crafting word of the day.
Now you have my attention.
Okay, so scoring by now is second nature to most of your viewers, but for us newbies, it's I remember going astray a few times trying to score, where you step back and look at it, and it looks like a tire track where the wheel came off the wagon while it was moving. And it's trickier than it looks sometimes. So when you're scoring and you make a mistake and you not sure what to do with that piece of paper that has the tire track on it, and sometimes they can pile up a few, that is what's known as scoregami. You have to find a use for that somehow. You can't rescore it. And so you just set it aside and look at it for a few days, and then sometimes it just goes in the trash. Right?
Yes.
You make a silly squawk, 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 like an origami piece, but right in the trash. Right back to the dead space.
Scoregami. Where do you come up with this stuff? We all want to know. Oh my goodness. All right. And then this is going right in the center here. Is that the center? I think that's centered enough. Okay. All right. So I'm going to find my little iridescent dots. I used the heck out of these the other day, Tuesday night. Now I'm going to use some of those same color ones because it's kind of the same color scheme. I should have done this in oranges and reds. But what I'm going to do is just do a variety of different spots here. I'll put one up here. I'll put one here. I'll put one over here. You know, I've watched Kathy Zilski long enough to do an odd number. One there and one down here. So I think 5 is going to be good for this. And I will choose some different sizes here. They don't have to be big ones. They can be tiny ones. Let's just do a bunch of little tiny ones. I could have used that yellow one because they have yellow feet, but one more here. There we go. And when you look at this, that'll be my little snow snowing down on these little guys, but they really light up when you turn them. Aren't they cute? So cute. Now I'll show you the one that I did for the release party. I did this layout. I did this exact color combination, except I didn't have this green pencil at home, and I had more of a lime green pencil at home. So these guys have lime green, and I didn't have it here. I didn't have enough iridescent dots. I had a few, but I decided to use our crystal clear sequins, which might look a little more like snow because they're flat. The small ones are flat. There's like a combination of flat and flowered sequins in that, but that might look a little more like snow. This one could also be snow, but it could be Christmas lights or anything like that. So there, that is my card for today. Now I want to show you another cute little card that I made for the release party. And this one used our circle cover plate. And I cut the 3 little guys out. And remember when I was telling you how I like to put like an embellishment on those? I just used our rainbow pearls there. And I put rainbow pearls all over this. And this is the circle cover plate. Behind here, I did a panel with our close-knit background stamp, so it looks like sweater coming through. And the top, I used our snowy background for a spatter look, and that's the big snowy background stamp, so it just covers the whole thing with one fell swoop. In one fell swoop, I used some light spruce back there and soft stone for my background. And then I just used a variety of bright colored Prismacolor pencils to make those fun and festive. So there's 2 different style cards that you can make with these cute little festive penguins. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some good quality photos of these, and I'm going to share them both in our Facebook group and here on YouTube on my posts tab. So you can always go to my channel directly and click on the tab at the top that says posts. And after every video, I take good pictures of these projects and I post them there so that you can see them and inspect them, and you can even like screenshot them or possibly download them. I'm not sure. I know you can on Facebook. I don't know if you can on YouTube, but you might be able to. And you could save them for your own future use. So there we have it. 2 cute little cards using the Festive Penguins. Such a great winter set, because there you go. That's just a cute little friendship card or a happy Christmas card. All right, everybody. Well, one more time, I'm going to throw this banner up just so that you remember to sign up for our ink blending bootcamp class over at Scrapbook and Cards Today's website. Don't worry, it's not going to run out. So you have lots of time to sign up. Just sign up so you don't forget. It's a 4-week workshop starting in January. It's going to be a perfect way for us to all cuddle up together in January and February and do some fun ink blending. We have 4 teachers, Mindy Egan, Justin Adkins, Megan Andrew, and me, and we are going to have a great time. It's only $40. You don't need to buy a kit or anything. You can use everything that you already have in your classroom, and it's something that we can all look forward to after the fun of the holidays. All right, friends. Well, Tom and I will be back next Tuesday night with another Stampin' Chat Live.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, we got to give away. See, Tom is the gift giver. He loves giving out the gifts. He's over there going, no, don't take that away from me. All right, we're going to do a giveaway. But before we do, if you like today's video, and we sure hope that you have, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you hit the subscribe button and all notifications so you never miss another video. And then head over and join us in our Facebook group. It's a lot of fun over there. If you do Facebook, just look us up. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. And then another big shout out to Brianne Loveland for helping link all the products that I used today in the video and that class. If you missed any of the products I used, you can always find them on our website at ginakdesigns.com. We also have a tab on our website called Retailers. You can click on that and find a retailer near you if you like to go in person and shop. Okay, Tom, let's give away a gift card.
All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. Right into it. Today's winner is Jill Tool. Jill Tool.
Yay, Jill. Yay, Jill. I was going to call you Jewel. Jill Tool. Jill, congratulations. Woohoo! Jill, all you have to do is email your email address to info@GinaKDesigns.com. Let me try that again. All you have to do is send us your email address at info@GinaKDesigns.com, and we will get that gift card emailed to you. It's a digital gift card. You can use it anytime. It doesn't expire. All right, everybody, this was so much fun. We are so honored and thrilled to have you join us today for the Crafternoon Live. Tom and I will be back next Tuesday night with another Stamp and Chat Live. We hope you'll join us for that. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.